Dead Matter is a true sandbox survival horror game. You will fight to survive in a zombie-packed, post-apocalyptic world, designed from the bottom up to foster whichever playstyle suits you best. Home to many threats, post-apocalyptic Alberta will throw everything it can at you, from hordes of flesh-crazed undead, to AI trying to make their way through the world, and of course, other players that are doing what they can to survive. Though above all else, mistakes are killer. Plan accordingly. Our massive world is based on Alberta, Canada, and it is designed to deliver an immersive world that is packed full of landmarks begging to be explored. We've developed a huge variety of procedural generation tools with art. These events can be interacted with and will result in potential rewards or penalties depending on your actions. Our largest design goal is replayability. Experienced players, especially those that enjoy the PvE and cooperative elements of our game, will find every session to be different from the last.
Identity is an MMORPG that's not really like any of the others you've probably played before. We're not about leveling and questing and grinding up to be able to play with your friends at a higher level. Everything is about the people and the interactions between them. Because of this, it's actually the people who play all of the different roles in the game, aside from some really minor things like shops and whatnot. You could become a businessman, for example, or you could be a criminal and try and get that fortune just a little bit faster. You could become a policeman, or if you're looking for something a little more action oriented but you don't have a lot of time to get into the game, there's fun little mini games such as paintball that you can play with your friends. Apartments are instants, meaning that anybody can have them. There's an unlimited number of them available. When you interact with a certain apartment building, you're going to be able to load into your instanced apartment. Houses, on the other hand, are out in the world. And like I said earlier, every single house out in the world is viable and rentable, and when you have one of these houses, it's unique. Only one person can own a certain house on that server in the world at any given time. When you first buy your home, it's going to come both empty and sort of shabby.
The karma is one of those things that came up really early during the process. We wanted to make a game where the player influences the storyline with his decisions. We started to brainstorm on this project. One of the major deals was that we didn't want our main enemies to be just like zombies. We wanted to stand out with an infection that creates a much more intense transformation on the human body. We really tried to pay attention to details and to innovate in some ways. I think our key word in terms of gameplay is realism. We thought of what we would do in the real life if a similar situation was happening. That's what really inspired us to create this intuitive type of gameplay. We want our player to be able to use the environment as a weapon and as a strategic asset to defeat the enemies.
In a clothing store, you can change clothes or buy a new outfit. So we'll go to this clothing shop right over here, and we're going to skip looking at the interface, and instead we'll just show you this new outfit that we got, complete with this red bandana and white hat, so we look kind of badass. Alright, so now the next stop is the saloon. All of the towns have saloons, which are the hubs for social activity in Wild West Online. You can buy drinks, talk to NPCs to get quests, gamble against the house, brawl against other players, ride out, meet up with my friend Mike, and he and I are going to hunt down those bounties and try and collect our reward. So, before we go out and hunt those bandits, we're going to go to a rest cabin. Now, in a rest cabin, you can do a variety of different things. You can rest, regain stamina and health. Bye-bye. Now I'm going to sneak around here. And
got him!
Oh, Mike took down Davenport. Oh, crap!
Shit.
Our guy Sapient just shot Mike, so now it's just me. Bastard. Son of a bitch. There you are. Alright, got him. Alright, so I got the bounty. I lost Mike, but I got Sapient, and I got our bounty.
Scum is an open-world survival game with a realistic approach to gameplay. In Scum, you'll be able to create unique characters with different attributes and skill sets. The rifle's skill is inherited from the strength attribute, which generally defines everything related to muscle power. After all, human bodies are complex machines. Scatter radius is significantly reduced when the player aims down the sight. Previous factors still apply, but since the player holds the weapon firmly and aims down the sight, the recoil is reduced and shot groupings are tighter. The combat skill can be effectively used against other players, NPCs, and it can be used against animals too. Although we do not recommend you attack bigger and more dangerous animals unless, of course, you're sure that you can beat them or outrun them.